Everyone is telling you that beet juice is one of the most powerful natural drinks for circulation. Your doctor may have mentioned it. Your friends may be drinking it every morning. You may have even started taking it yourself, hoping it would help your cold feet, tired legs, numb toes, or that frustrating feeling that your body simply doesn't have the energy it once did. But what if I told you that most people are drinking beet juice the wrong way? What if the real problem isn't that beet juice doesn't work, but that it isn't being given the support it needs inside an aging body? And what researchers have discovered about blood flow after age 60 may completely change the way you think about circulation, heart health, and even your daily energy levels. Stay with me because what you're about to learn could help explain why so many seniors continue struggling with poor circulation despite doing all the right things. Most people assume that blood flow problems are simply a normal part of aging. They believe cold hands, cold feet, slower walking speed, muscle fatigue, and reduced stamina are just unavoidable consequences of getting older. But here is what most people never realize. The issue is often not the blood itself. The issue is the blood vessels. Deep inside your arteries is a thin layer of cells called the endothelium. Think of it as the control center of your circulation system. This remarkable tissue produces a molecule called nitric oxide, often referred to by scientists as the master signaling molecule for blood vessel health. Nitric oxide tells your arteries to relax. It tells them to widen. It allows oxygen-rich blood to reach your muscles, your brain, your heart, and every organ in your body. But after age 60, nitric oxide production can decline significantly. And when that happens, everything begins to change. Suddenly, blood vessels become less flexible, circulation becomes less efficient, walking upstairs feels harder, recovery takes longer, your legs may feel heavy, your feet may feel cold even when the room is warm. Some people notice brain fog, others notice reduced endurance. Many never connect these symptoms to a decline in nitric oxide. They simply accept them as part of aging. But what shocked researchers was the discovery that certain foods can help support the body's natural nitric oxide pathways. And among those foods, beetroot became one of the most talked about natural circulation boosters in the world. Now, beet juice earned its reputation for a very good reason. Beets contain naturally occurring nitrates. Once consumed, these nitrates can be converted into nitric oxide through a fascinating biological process involving your saliva, your digestive system, and your blood vessels. This is why so many studies have associated beet consumption with improved vascular function and better blood flow. But here is where things become fascinating. Researchers began noticing that the effectiveness of beet juice varied dramatically from person to person. Some people experienced remarkable improvements, others saw only modest results, and that raised an important question. Could there be a way to amplify the benefits of beet juice naturally? The answer may surprise you. Today we're going to reveal 6 powerful ingredients that can work alongside beet juice to support circulation, nitric oxide production, vascular flexibility, and healthy blood flow. Some of these ingredients have been hiding in plain sight for years. Others are commonly found in kitchens around the world. Yet when combined strategically with beet juice, they may create a much more comprehensive approach to supporting circulation than beet juice alone. And the number one ingredient on our list is something most people never think about adding, despite evidence suggesting it may dramatically enhance the entire process. Before we begin, let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed that your hands or feet stay cold longer than they used to? Do your legs tire more quickly during walks? Do you find yourself stopping more often because your muscles simply don't feel as energized as they once did? If so, you're not alone. Millions of adults experience these changes every day. The good news is that understanding what's happening inside your body is often the first step toward making meaningful improvements. Let's begin with number 6. One of the most overlooked additions to beet juice is ginger. Most people think of ginger as something used for digestion or nausea. But ginger may be doing much more behind the scenes. Ginger contains powerful compounds known as gingerols and shogaols that have been studied for their effects on circulation and vascular health. Imagine your blood vessels as highways. Over time, inflammation, oxidative stress and aging can create traffic jams along those highways. Ginger appears to help support a healthier environment within the vascular system, potentially making circulation more efficient. I remember a patient named Robert, a 72-year-old retired teacher who complained constantly about cold feet. He exercised regularly, he watched his diet, he even drank beet juice every morning. Yet he felt frustrated because the results seemed limited. After discussing nutritional strategies with his healthcare team, he began incorporating fresh ginger into his morning routine. Over the following months, he reported feeling warmer during his daily walks and noticed improved comfort in his lower legs. Now, everyone's experience is different, but stories like Robert's remind us that sometimes the missing piece isn't replacing what you're already doing. It's enhancing it. And this is where things become especially interesting. Ginger also contains antioxidants that may help combat oxidative stress. Why does that matter? Because nitric oxide is a delicate molecule. It can be destroyed by excessive oxidative stress before it has the opportunity to perform its important functions. In other words, supporting antioxidant defenses may indirectly help preserve nitric oxide activity. This changes everything because it suggests that circulation isn't just about producing nitric oxide, it's also about protecting it. Now stay with me because the next ingredient may be even more powerful. Number 5 is garlic. For thousands of years, garlic has been treasured as both food and medicine. Ancient civilizations used it for strength, endurance, and vitality. Modern science has uncovered some fascinating reasons why. Garlic contains sulfur compounds, including allicin, which appear to support healthy blood vessel function. Some studies suggest garlic may encourage the body's natural production of signaling molecules involved in vascular relaxation. Think about that for a moment. Beet juice helps provide the raw materials needed for nitric oxide production. Garlic may help support pathways involved in vessel relaxation. Together, they may create a complementary effect that goes beyond what either ingredient could accomplish alone. But there is another reason garlic deserves attention. As we age, our arteries naturally become less elastic. They don't expand and contract as easily as they did decades earlier. Maintaining flexibility within the vascular system is one of the keys to healthy circulation. Garlic's unique compounds have made it one of the most extensively studied foods in cardiovascular nutrition, and yet most people never consider adding it to their beet juice routine. The real lesson here isn't about finding a miracle ingredient. It's about understanding that the body functions as an interconnected system. Blood flow isn't controlled by one nutrient. It's influenced by dozens of biological processes working together every second of every day. As we continue through this countdown, you're going to discover ingredients that target these processes from different angles. Some help support nitric oxide production. Some help protect blood vessels. Some help reduce oxidative stress. And one ingredient near the top of our list may completely transform the way you think about beet juice itself. Because what researchers discovered about that ingredient left many experts stunned. And if you think ginger and garlic are impressive, wait until you see what's coming next. Welcome back. By now, you've already seen that beet juice may be far more effective when it's supported by other circulation-friendly ingredients. But we're only getting started, because as we move higher on this list, the science becomes even more compelling, the mechanisms become even more fascinating, and the potential impact on circulation after age 60 becomes increasingly difficult to ignore. What you're about to hear may explain why some seniors experience dramatic improvements in energy, walking endurance, and vascular function, while others continue struggling despite drinking beet juice every day. Let's continue with number 4. We've arrived at the final part of our journey, and now it's time to bring everything together. Throughout this video, we've uncovered a hidden reality that millions of people over 60 never hear. The challenge often isn't simply poor circulation. The challenge is supporting the complex biological systems that allow healthy circulation to occur in the first place. Nitric oxide production, endothelial function, oxidative stress management, vascular flexibility, physical activity, hydration, and nutrient intake are all pieces of the same puzzle. And when these pieces begin working together, the results can be far more powerful than most people imagine. So what might a circulation-supporting beet drink actually look like? Many people choose a base of fresh beetroot juice and then add small amounts of fresh ginger, garlic, lemon juice, pomegranate, beet greens, and turmeric. The goal isn't to create a magical cure. The goal is to provide a variety of nutrients and plant compounds that support multiple pathways involved in vascular health. Some individuals blend these ingredients into a smoothie-like drink, while others juice them separately. The specific approach matters less than consistency and overall lifestyle habits. But before you rush into the kitchen, there is something extremely important you need to understand. One of the biggest mistakes people make when trying to increase nitric oxide naturally has nothing to do with the ingredients themselves. It happens in the bathroom. Stay with me because this surprises almost everyone. Researchers discovered that part of the nitrate to nitric oxide process depends on beneficial bacteria naturally living inside the mouth. These bacteria help convert dietary nitrates into compounds that eventually contribute to nitric oxide production. Some studies have suggested that excessive use of strong antiseptic mouthwashes may disrupt this process by reducing those beneficial bacteria. Think about that for a moment. You drink a glass of beet juice hoping to support circulation. Yet if the bacteria needed for part of the conversion process are reduced, you may not be getting the full benefit. This doesn't mean you should stop practicing good oral hygiene or ignore your dentist's recommendations. It simply highlights how interconnected the human body truly is. Even something as seemingly unrelated as oral bacteria can influence circulation pathways. And this is where things become truly fascinating. The more scientists study the body, the more they realize that health is rarely about isolated systems. The mouth influences the heart. The gut influences inflammation. Sleep influences blood pressure. Physical activity influences nitric oxide production. Nutrition influences vascular function. Everything is connected. This is why I encourage people to think differently about circulation. Instead of asking, what supplements should I take? Try asking, how can I create an environment where my body functions better? That single shift in thinking changes everything. Because when you focus on supporting your body's natural systems, you're no longer chasing quick fixes. You're building a foundation that may support energy, a foundation that may support mobility, a foundation that may support independence, a foundation that may support healthy aging. I want to share one final story with you. A woman named Helen, age 76, once told me she felt like her world had slowly become smaller. Not because she wanted it to, but because her energy had changed. She walked less. She socialized less. She traveled less. She worried about keeping up with friends and family. Every year she found herself saying no a little more often. After making gradual improvements to her daily habits, including better nutrition, regular movement, improved hydration, and greater attention to vascular health, she didn't suddenly become a different person. Something more meaningful happened. She started saying yes again, yes to walks, yes to family gatherings, yes to trips, yes to activities she had quietly stopped doing. And that is why circulation matters, not because of numbers on a chart, not because of scientific terminology, but because circulation affects how we experience life. It affects whether we feel capable or limited, whether we feel energized or exhausted, whether we participate or withdraw. Those are not small differences. Those are life-changing differences. Now, I also want to be clear about something important. If you're experiencing symptoms such as severe leg pain, chest pain, shortness of breath, sudden swelling, dizziness, or other concerning symptoms, always speak with your healthcare professional. Nutritional strategies can support health, but they are never a substitute for proper medical evaluation and care. As we close today, I want you to remember one simple idea. Your body is incredibly resilient. Even after 60, even after 70, even after 80, the human body retains an amazing capacity to adapt, respond, and improve when given the right support. Every healthy meal matters. Every walk matters. Every good night's sleep matters. Every positive choice matters. And while no single food can solve every problem, the choices you make consistently over time can create meaningful changes that compound month after month and year after year. If this video helped you better understand what may truly be happening inside your body, I'd love to hear from you. Tell me in the comments below, have you ever tried beet juice, and what changes have you noticed? Have you experienced cold hands, cold feet, reduced stamina, or circulation concerns as you've gotten older? Your story may encourage someone else who is going through the same struggle right now. And if you know a friend, parent, spouse, sibling, or loved one who could benefit from learning about these circulation-supporting strategies, please share this video with them. Sometimes one piece of information can make a bigger difference than we ever expect. Thank you for spending this time with me today. I read your comments, I appreciate your stories, and I'm grateful to be part of this journey toward better health with you. Until next time, take care of yourself, take care of those you love, and remember that small, healthy choices made consistently can create extraordinary results over time. Lemon may seem like a simple addition. In fact, many people overlook it entirely. They assume it is only added for flavor. But what researchers have discovered about vitamin C and nitric oxide biology is truly fascinating. You see, producing nitric oxide is only part of the equation. The body must also preserve it. Nitric oxide is incredibly fragile. It can be damaged and neutralized by free radicals before it ever has the opportunity to relax blood vessels and improve circulation. This is where lemon enters the story. Lemons are rich in vitamin C, one of the most important antioxidants involved in protecting vascular health. Antioxidants act like bodyguards for delicate biological molecules. They help reduce oxidative stress and support the environment in which nitric oxide can function effectively. Imagine spending hours building a bridge only to have someone destroy sections of it before anyone can cross. That is what excessive oxidative stress can do to nitric oxide. Vitamin C helps protect that bridge. Researchers studying vascular function have repeatedly observed connections between healthy vitamin C levels and improved endothelial performance. Remember the endothelium we discussed earlier? That thin lining inside your blood vessels is responsible for producing nitric oxide. When endothelial function declines, circulation often declines with it. Supporting endothelial health may therefore support the entire vascular system. I want you to remember this because it is one of the most important concepts in today's video. Better circulation is not simply about opening blood vessels. It is about creating an internal environment where blood vessels can function the way nature intended. One woman I spoke with, Margaret, 74 years old from Florida, had been drinking beet juice consistently for months. She felt somewhat better, but not dramatically different. Her biggest complaint wasn't chest discomfort or leg pain. It was exhaustion. She told me she felt like her body was constantly running on half a tank. After working with her healthcare providers and making several lifestyle changes, one of which included adding fresh lemon to her morning beet drink, she gradually noticed something unexpected. Her morning walks became easier. She wasn't stopping as often. She felt more confident moving around her neighborhood. Was lemon alone responsible? Of course not. Health improvements are rarely that simple. But her story highlights an important principle. Small changes often work together to create meaningful results. And this is where things become even more interesting. Number 3 on our list may be one of the most powerful circulation-supporting foods ever studied. We're talking about pomegranate. Now, if beet juice is famous for nitrates, pomegranate is famous for polyphenols. These naturally occurring plant compounds have attracted enormous scientific interest because of their potential effects on vascular health and oxidative stress. Researchers have spent years investigating how pomegranate may influence blood vessel function, blood flow, and cardiovascular wellness. What shocked many scientists was how potent some of these compounds appeared to be in laboratory and clinical studies. The polyphenols found in pomegranate may help support the health of blood vessel walls, while simultaneously helping to reduce oxidative stress. Remember, oxidative stress is one of the major enemies of nitric oxide. Think of nitric oxide as a messenger trying to deliver an important message. Oxidative stress acts like static interfering with that message. The more static present, the harder it becomes for the message to get through. By helping reduce some of that interference, antioxidant-rich foods may create a friendlier environment for healthy circulation. Several studies have observed improvements in markers related to vascular function among participants consuming pomegranate products. Researchers became increasingly interested in how these compounds might complement other circulation-supporting nutrients. This is why many experts now view circulation as a team effort rather than a single nutrient solution. And that's exactly what we're building here. Not a miracle drink, not a magical cure, but a carefully constructed combination of ingredients that support circulation from multiple directions. Now let me ask you something. Have you ever wondered why some days your energy feels surprisingly good, while other days you feel sluggish, heavy, and drained for no obvious reason? Part of the answer may involve blood flow. Every cell in your body depends on oxygen and nutrients being delivered efficiently. When circulation is functioning well, tissues receive what they need. When circulation becomes less efficient, the effects can ripple throughout the body in ways many people never recognize. This brings us to number 2. And this ingredient is perhaps the most underrated item in today's entire countdown: beet greens. Yes, the leafy tops that many people throw away. Most consumers buy beets, cut off the greens, and discard them without a second thought. But what if those greens contain some of the most valuable nutrients in the entire plant? Researchers have found that beet greens are rich in nutrients including magnesium, potassium, antioxidants, and naturally occurring nitrates. In fact, some experts believe the greens deserve just as much attention as the root itself. This changes everything, because most conversations about beet juice focus exclusively on the beetroot. Meanwhile, the greens are often forgotten despite containing an impressive nutritional profile that may support cardiovascular and vascular health. Magnesium alone deserves special attention. This essential mineral participates in hundreds of biochemical reactions throughout the body. Healthy magnesium status has been associated with normal muscle function, healthy nerve activity, and support for cardiovascular wellness. Blood vessels themselves contain smooth muscle tissue that relies on proper signaling to function effectively. And this is where things become fascinating. Many older adults may not be getting optimal amounts of magnesium from their daily diets. As a result, incorporating magnesium-rich foods may provide additional support for overall vascular health. When beet greens are blended into a circulation-supporting drink, they contribute a broad spectrum of nutrients working alongside the nitrates already present in the beetroot. Researchers at several universities studying dietary nitrate pathways have become increasingly interested in whole food approaches rather than isolated compounds. Why? Because foods naturally package nutrients together. Nature rarely delivers benefits one ingredient at a time. The more scientists learn about nutrition, the more they discover that combinations often outperform isolated nutrients. Stay with me because the number one ingredient may be the missing link that ties everything together. It is not exotic. It is not expensive. You can find it almost anywhere. Yet its relationship with circulation, inflammation, and vascular function has captured the attention of researchers around the world. And once you understand how it works alongside beet juice, you may never look at your morning circulation drink the same way again.